Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Kyle here with the Cardano price action update, and Cardano putting in a pretty good day today. I mean, we're seeing it up 12.3% on the day, and overall, it has been putting in quite a good bounce here, a better bounce than a lot of the other alts. Pretty bad sell-off here, coming down and hitting that 200 EMA down below. Let's get back my little brush tool here. You see it coming down, hitting that 200 just below the liquid zone. Beautiful bounce to the upside, and then we saw it roll over once more, swiping down to that liquid zone. Wow, that was a beautiful circle there. Swiping that liquid zone once again and finding support off the top side of it. And I've had this liquid zone on my chart for quite some time. And when you look left, it's been really well respected, actually. You see this wick finding support off of it right there. You see this wick kind of dipping down below. Similar behavior to what we saw back here. And then you see this wick finding its support there. You see a couple touches here. And you see candle body closures and wicks getting into that area. But just spitting price action back out. So really, really nice area to be paying attention to on this chart. And now we're seeing price action bounce out of there and take out this liquid zone up above. And again, you see price action break that liquid zone here, and it finds it as support several times off these wicks here as well. We see that these candle bodies dip their toes just a little bit into that liquid zone there, and then of course you see it still being relatively respected on the way back to the upside here. But things that I'm really liking about this right now is I'm seeing that this candle body here is looking for a close back above the red 10 simple, yellow 21, and 30 simple moving average. And despite this crazy dump to the downside, so far we're not even seeing that red 10 simple cross through that 21 or 30. Mind you, it is on the brink of it. You can just see it coming into contact with that 21 right now. But a lot of the other coins had a lot of bearish crosses get fired off on their moving averages, and Cardano just hasn't done that just yet. So far looking like a pretty good bounce. Let's go ahead and stretch a little Fibonacci retracement from that wick there. We'll take it down to this wick right here. I do like to use wicks when it comes to these altcoins. I get fairly good results on my Fibonacci retracements. Some people like to use the candle bodies. I get that. That makes sense as well. But in this video, we'll go ahead and just use the wicks here. And what are we seeing here? So we're seeing some good things take place here as well. We're seeing, first and foremost, that Cardano has managed to keep all candle body closures above the 0.236, looking good. So certainly not one of the weaker alts. That much we can see. We also see that price action on this candle body technically closed back up above the 0.382. This candle body stayed there as well. Then we see a little wick on today's candle coming down, finding support off the 0.382, and now having a drive to the upside and ultimately hitting this horizontal here, coming in at $1.85. But if this candle body closes even here or higher, not only is it getting back above these moving averages, so the 10 simple, yellow 21, and 30 simple, but it would be closing above the 0.5, so very good. So the next major area that I'm going to be watching is going to be at the 0.618, and that is coming in at around $1.90. That's usually where you'll see your bull traps. I'm not necessarily looking for a bull trap. I'm still macro bullish on the market. Bitcoin hasn't disrupted its weekly macro structure just yet. Yes, we have some daily downtrends in some of the altcoins, and as well as Bitcoin itself, but we haven't seen the weekly downtrend get instigated just yet. So I have to, by default, remain with a bullish bias. So I'm not necessarily looking for that, but usually I go on lower high watch around that 0.618, as that is a classic bull trap area. And price action's reaching for it, hasn't quite gotten up there just yet, but that is around $1.90. So if we see a daily candle body get up there and close above that level, above $1.90, so say we get a closure on $1.95, then I'll be thinking to myself that perhaps we're not going to be seeing any bull trap there. And again, I'm not anticipating that. I'm just staying frosty about it, just being cautious about it. That's all. Getting closures up above the 0.618, then I think that Cardano is going to work its way back up to this liquid zone here. And this liquid zone has a bottom side coming in around $2.30, taking out that area, likely initiate a pretty quick test up here to the top side. And we have the top side of that liquid zone coming in around $2.51. So over the midterm, I'm going to be looking for that. If the conditions met, that price action gets above that 0.618 there. Let's check out the momentum oscillators. Daily RSI, again, this didn't even get into the bearish control zone despite this massive dumping to the downside. And make no mistake about it, that was crazy. I mean, let's go ahead and stretch a price range on that from this wick high to this wick low. That was an insane dump, 63% to the downside. There's not for the squeamish. And now we're getting a pretty good bounce to the upside here. And as a matter of fact, I'm curious to see from that wick low to today's wick high We've already seen 100% bounce off the low. So very nice bounce, Cardano. Good job, Cardano. So here on the RSI, we didn't even see it get the bearish control zone. We see it angle towards the EMA here. That EMA seems to be flattening out. I'd like to see Cardano close the RSI up above that, as that would be signaling to me that the bulls are looking to regain control on the daily time frame, which would be beautiful. Down below on the stochastics, we see that they're technically still angled to the downside, so they're still angling some downside pressure here, but it's not going to take much to get across to the upside here, and they are at the edge of the bullish control zone. So getting across up there, or bearish control zone, getting across back to the upside there. If the RSI takes out that EMA at the same time, it'd be plenty of confluence and be looking very good with this price structure here. Down below on the MACD, we're seeing the negative momentum waning here. We're seeing a lighter colored bar of negative momentum and a smaller bar as well. And the moving averages are still above the zero read of the y-axis, with the fast line getting a nice slope to the upside there. So overall, things are looking good here so far. So again, we're going to want to see a good daily candle body closure here. My first target is going to be the 0.618 in the short term, around that $1.90. And then if we get that daily candle body closure above that, then my next target is going to be up here at the bottom side of this liquid zone, around $2.30. If for some reason the whole market rolls over here and Cardano starts closing down below the bottom side of this liquid zone at $1.48, then perhaps it wants to swipe down around the 236. We do see that the 89 exponential moving average is there, as well as the 100, and we see both of those moving averages serving as quite a bit of support. You see the 89 holding up price action here on candle body closures, and these wicks are technically, I consider that a test of the 89, as it is TA. It's not a crystal ball. Things are never going to be perfect here, and you can't just necessarily predict the future. So I would say that those are fair tests of that 89, and the candle body's holding up there. So, if we do for some reason take out the bottom side of that liquid zone, and I can also point out that we see the 55 EMA in that area there, then maybe Cardano wants to come and swipe around that area. So let's just go ahead and put a downside target anywhere between $1.33 and a $1.30 in that area. That's not what I'm looking for, though. This price action is looking fairly strong on this bounce so far, and I think the more probable scenario is to the upside. So yeah, I'm going to be paying very close attention to that 0.618 and those targets that I laid out prior to that downside one. But it's always good to keep those possibilities on our radar so that we can at least make some kind of plan. I always like to set a condition, because I realize, not looking at a crystal ball here, I'm looking at a game of probabilities, and I have to be able to acknowledge that there's possibilities and make actionable decisions with a clear mind if certain conditions get met. Anyways, thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video, everyone. Looking forward to seeing the next video. Until I do, take care.